So, the Odyssey.
Super Mario Odyssey.
Mario
Came out
Odyssey.
October 2017.
The Galaxy, the movie.
Blew the world away. Took the world by storm. Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. I want you to talk about this movie first, because I've been keeping my thoughts under wraps after we watched it. But tell us the context. Under what context and pretense did we watch this?
We drove down to GTA 6 land, all the way down in the southern part of Florida, and we went to the world's largest movie theater and also 70 millimeter film theater it was in a kids museum down in South Florida.
Museum of Discovery and Science.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we discovered a lot of things, and we watched Chris Nolan's 3-hour The Odyssey, but we only saw 2 hours and 45 minutes of the 3-hour movie. Things happen, traffic happens.
An hour and a half of traffic later, and we made it.
Yes.
But you said something interesting as soon as we left, as soon as the movie ended. What did you say about us entering the movie?
I said I'll give some context. So when we got there, very dark theater, I couldn't see. We almost fell down a flight of stairs getting to our seats, and we did sit on the far left, bottom left side if you're facing towards the screen. And when I first sat down, you're looking up, and I kept looking around. It's still very dark. I couldn't see anybody behind us, but I got up to go to the bathroom when we got there after a 4-hour drive, and I quickly noticed that the guy that was in the very back row of the theater was also sitting there like this. I'm like, okay, we're not the only ones that are looking at this screen ginormous. But I told Grant once the movie ended, I think that's my favorite theater going experience as far as getting to see an actual movie on a screen that's completely film, and you get to see the film grain, you get to see imperfections and dust and weird lines and some in like a squabble of cells, specifically in one scene that were almost miscolored's not the word, but there was a certain tint to it where it's just interesting, the imperfection of film. And when you're watching it like that and you're seeing it with your own eyes, you get the sense that like there's a guy behind a camera. You're the guy sitting behind this camera.
Yeah. And
things have crazy depth. That's one thing.
Yeah.
Sitting there watching the theater, crazy depth, crazy darkness in that movie. But like,
we walked in on the darkest scene in the entire movie.
Yeah.
When we entered into the theater, it took us to the front, and then we had to work our way not very far to our seats. And when I was walking through, I felt like I was walking through like Epcot, like Operation Epcot. Like, it's incredibly dark, Space Mountain. We enter into the theater, the entire screen is almost fully black because it's like a very shadowy, shaded, dark cave that they're in the movie. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I can't see a flipping thing right now.
That scene that we walked in on, as engaging as it was, I was fully glued to it, but the moment that there was any light in that theater, I instantly, apart from looking at the people behind us, I was trying to see the projector that was up somewhere, and I could see it, and I could see the picture being projected through and onto the screen. That experience as a whole is just crazy. As somebody who's, I'm somebody who can be pretty anal about how things look and different things when I'm watching stuff at home. So seeing that in real life was like it was just a different experience for me, because I think I've seen 2 movies on film before, but nothing like that. So pretty great.
I don't even think I've seen a film on film before, personally.
Yeah.
So this was like Aladdin, a whole new world.
Yeah, when Matt Damon's face is 100 feet tall and he's got perfect film grain just forming his face, I was sitting there, I was vibrating in my seat.
But enough about context and about pretense. Yeah. What did you think of experience aside, what did you think of Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey?
Oh man, it's great. That's my first reaction. Is just it's really great. It's really good. I really like it. It's another Chris Nolan. It's another good movie in Chris Nolan's belt. I think his biggest achievement in this movie isn't putting the Odyssey in a 2-3 hour feature film format. I think his biggest achievement is the stuff that he does in the movie that he's never done before. And I brought this up to you on the car ride down, just what he did in Oppenheimer with that one scene where Oppenheimer is being applauded by all these people and it almost becomes a horror thing. There's a lot of things in this movie where there's a lot of terror, and I think that's something where looking through his movies, you don't see a lot of that, and he did it in this movie like nobody else. So that's the one thing I walk away from, and I want to see it again. I want to look at it through a different lens. I'm blinded by the awesomeness that was the theater experience, and also, you know, the performances are all great. Matt Damon's awesome. Spider-Man and Batman, they do great things in this movie.
Catwoman was awesome.
Yeah, Catwoman was great. So yeah, I feel like there's a guys over my eyes, but overall, those are the things that stick out to me. Plus, you have like great, I guess, what would you call them? Narrating sequences where a character is narrating about something that's happening. I thought that was a really cool way of telling the Odyssey story, you know, instead of telling it beat by beat as it is in Homer's The Odyssey that everybody's read in school at some point, one way or another. I thought that was really great. You're here, you're starting here, but hey, we're going to tell this story real quick, and then we're going to go back to what Odysseus is doing at the time.
Yeah.
So that's really awesome. But epic experience, fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you right off the rip?
Right off the rip, this movie is excellently crafted, excellently acted. I was really impressed by how it presents itself, because when I read the Odyssey or excerpts from the Odyssey in high school, like I read the major beats, or we were shown the major beats in our English books. You imagined it almost, at least I did, imagined it a lot more grandiose, and this movie is very grounded as possible.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that. It really reset my expectations about the film. Because the trailers give nothing away. The most you see is a Cyclops, and you don't know anything about anything else.
Yeah.
You don't even know who most characters are, based off the trailer. And I thought, I don't love it, but it's probably still in my top 5 for Nolan.
Did I say love when I was?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I was just. I don't love it.
Yeah.
But I do think it's great in a lot of ways, and as a whole, it sits there and it's like, there's nothing like this. You're not going to see anything this year like this.
Yes.
Or done in that way. So
I think that it is shot immaculately, and many things look beautiful. Many things utilize color really well. I can't tell if it's just because we saw it in 70mm IMAX or not, but the color, like you were saying, the depth, and just the shot composition because of how tall that picture is. I was just incredibly impressed at what they were able to fully capture in camera.
Yeah. And
it was really great. Yeah, so it's
a lot to take. At the end of the day, it's a lot to take in because it is a big movie, yes, but seeing it in that big format, sitting in that theater, we didn't say much when we left. We were just like, wow, Well, you know,
Yeah.
you want to see it again. I do. I want to bring up two things to go back on what I was saying
Yeah.
about. I guess to dive further. Is that where you were going?
Well, like before that, like top-down overall thoughts, because then I want to just immediately jump into spoilers.
Yeah.
Top-down overall thoughts. Excellently crafted. I'm excited to see it again to form deeper thoughts about it. The one thing I would say as a non-spoiler part is that I compared this when we were eating dinner to Dunkirk, and I really do stand by that after thinking on it more, because Dunkirk just feels like such a different way to tell a war film, and this feels like such a different way to tell a Greek epic. And I really enjoyed that. Also, dialogue-wise, flippin' Oppenheimer was like I was being spoiled with good Christopher Nolan dialogue, but this is very sparse as well.
Yeah.
Much like Dunkirk was.
Yeah.
So certified go see it. I'm very excited to jump in further into like spoiler stuff, because this movie and its themes, especially in the very last act, were I've personally really resonated with. That was probably the strongest part for me emotionally. So let's just jump into it.
Yeah. So the first two things we didn't talk about earlier, I want to talk about now.
Yeah.
There's two things. It might be my favorite two, just sequences in any movie this year. The Cyclops scene, we'll start with that one. We walked into the theater. That was just going on. We missed the first 15, 20 minutes of the movie, but that scene was going on, and we sat down. We had seen what we saw in the trailer. We saw a glimpse of the Cyclops. Now, every Cyclops you've ever seen in any movie ever, even going into this, I thought, I'm pretty sure I know what the Cyclops is going to look like, how the scene's going to play out. I remember the Odyssey, the original story, but then also...
You were there when it was written.
Yes, I was sitting with Homer Simpson when he wrote it.
Yeah.
And... but also seeing Cyclopses in other multimedia things.
The X-Men.
that Cyclops is the closest example that I can think of. But watching this, how terrifying the Cyclops actually turns out to be.
Yeah.
How intense Nolan directs the actors and how their reactions are to it are almost the same as the audience member looking at that Cyclops, which is sometimes hard to do. Sometimes when you have actor probably not actually looking at thing, they will react in an acting way where as the audience member, you might be like, oh yeah, that would be scary if I was there. But when you're watching in the theater, the way that Cyclops is presented, down to just its design of like this leathery skinned, just being that his face is contorted and the almost Toy Story-esque thing of like they are the size of, and he says ants, but they are the size of Buzz and Woody in this movie, and they get picked up like a snack and get eaten. The sound design down to the whole thing is so perfectly executed. Just that sequence alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were your thoughts on it?
That scene, we walked in.
Yeah.
It felt like we were being escorted into a black room where we'd be like, I don't know, beaten to death. And all of a sudden we just see like the Cyclops, and the way it's framed and positioned and the way Nolan executes like not only his camera movement but also his editing.
Mm-hmm.
That whole sequence of like, okay, we're creating a plan, we're going to do this plan, the plan failed, we're doing a different plan.
Yeah.
It was as sparse as you could make a scene still make sense.
Yeah.
It felt the entire movie felt very Spartan in the way of just bare essentials, nothing more, nothing less included, just to make sense of what's going on, but also highlighting the story's best aspects.
Yeah, yeah. Well, also the editing gives tension.
Yeah.
In how the characters are reacting at the moment. It has a pace to it.
Yeah.
Where it's giving you its best explanation from dialogue, but then also looking at these sweaty guys in this cave
Yeah.
and like the pure stress that they're going through. It adds a lot to it. And like I was saying, the sound design, him crunching on a human body, and the fact that these guys, they have no other plan. They're all grown men warriors. They know they have to be quiet, but it's like they can't because they're witnessing something
unknown situation.
That's just completely unknown. Their breath is taken away.
Yeah.
So it was captivating right when we were in there. The second thing is something I don't know if maybe nobody might talk about this. The scene where Poseidon takes the rest of his men.
Yeah. I don't even have epilepsy, and I almost had an epileptic seizure.
There's lightning going off. It might be the best storm, guys on a boat stuck in a storm sequence I've ever seen in a movie.
Yeah.
The way it's shot, the chaoticness of it all, the lightning being the only light source when you're out in the middle of the ocean in a storm at night. Real like primal men screaming, and they're just getting tossed around by the
they're
ocean
holding
and
onto
the
that
boat.
boat for dear life.
Yes, guys are getting crushed by stuff. That might be the best storm sequence I've ever seen in a movie of just pure chaos. And watching it, the lightning's going off, and I jumped probably every time it happened. It was sitting there. It was like it was jolting me, but
it was like me the first time I watched Sinners.
Those two sequences, man.
Yeah.
Which part from Sinners?
The very beginning, where they're intercutting the.
Oh yeah.
And I was sitting right next to you, and you were like, "Grant's jumping."
Yeah. But those two sequences, man, that makes. Those can make the rest of the movie could suck, and those two sequences alone, I'm just like, that'll stick with me. I'd watch it again just for those two things.
Yeah.
And then obviously, one of my favorite lines I've heard in a while in a movie, but we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Biggest. I'm just gonna jump right into the ending.
Yeah.
I thought a lot about One Piece live action season 2 just came out. There's a sequence where the character Zoro fights 100 assassins in a room. Big, gigantic sequence. I was like, oh my gosh. Did One Piece take the idea of this from this? And it feels like, not that obviously, I don't think Christopher Nolan is like, let me borrow from One Piece, but it's just the way, things rhyme and blend in filmic language. The way that Christopher Nolan portrays Odysseus is in a room with a bow and arrow, and he's going to slaughter all these suitors, was incredible. The main thing, though, that I want to unpack with you, though, is... Because we haven't even talked about like the main theme of the idea of what Odysseus is getting at.
Yeah.
Which is... We think about the Iliad, we think about the Trojan War story with the Trojan horse as like, oh my gosh, this great switcheroo where they were able to get one up on the other guy.
Yeah.
And Matt Damon is looking at Zendaya playing Athena, and he's crying as she's crying because they took an offering of peace and they turned it into a way of destroying a culture.
Yeah.
And that, like, people have said that, I've seen it said online or once or twice, that like this is Nolan's take on what's going on in modern times, and I really do agree with that to an extent. Like in Oppenheimer, in that scene where you were talking about the horror stuff, that is his take on Oppenheimer's emotional state at the time of the atomic bombs. This is his state on like foreign affairs and how we treat our fellow man. And like, I'm not saying Christopher Nolan is his own Homer or great anything. Like, he's the person to tell us how to live our lives. But like, as a storyteller, I think he sold well the very concept that like Odysseus did not go home because he was ashamed of what he'd done. Yeah. And like, how it broke his heart to even think about returning in victory to a place that could just have easily been destroyed because he destroyed Zeus's law.
Yeah.
Zeus's law is something I assume they might have talked about in the first 15 to 20 minutes of the movie.
Right.
But even if they didn't, it's still well understood with what we saw. Breaking Zeus's law about how you treat people is so cool.
Yeah.
It's
a cool concept that they use throughout
Yeah.
the movie as almost like the cultural ethical guidance of
It's their version of the
people.
Good Samaritan.
Yeah. And so they use that throughout the movie as just like, this is what this culture's like, and even though certain people follow it, Odysseus coming back from what he just came back from.
Yeah.
He goes through this crazy long journey, but like he gets back to Ithaca. He's not talking about his crazy long journey. He's still dwelling on what they did, the old switcheroo when, they're burning down an entire city and they're like killing these soldiers that are it's also a city where there's like women and children and civilians and all these things, and that's what's still on his mind through all of it. And it's part of the reason why Nolan uses it as a vehicle to say like, this is he was, and characters say this throughout the movie, different ones they interact with, but he runs into characters and they're like they hint on like he doesn't want to go home, right?
Yeah.
Constantly, but he's also simultaneously rejecting, the gods. He's rejecting.
Yeah, the tagline of the film: "Defy the gods."
Yeah, he's just. Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on our ticket.
Oh, okay. Our giant ticket we needed to get into the theater.
Yeah, our comically large ticket.
But he's simultaneously defying any type of cultural ethics that it seems like everybody follows, kind of.
Yeah.
I think the Trojan or the is it Troy? That's the first city with the they have the statue of Athena that seems to be in line with whatever gods the different people worship at the time. So it's an interesting way of telling the story, and to actually put some meaning to it, other than Chris Nolan says this in interviews, keeping everything under wraps, of course. But he's just like, it's the greatest epic of all time. But it's genius just to not just make it about these things happening, but like give it some sort of now meaning. So.
Without it feeling too much in the now.
Oh yeah. No. But
what a time to be alive.
Yeah. It's a lot to take in.
It's a lot.
But a lot of people die, and it's very fun.
Yes.
a lot of monsters show up, and Scylla and Charybdis, he does that expertly. I love that Charybdis is like this giant, every iteration I've seen it in media where there's the giant whirlpool of water that your boat's going to get sucked into.
Yeah.
In this, Charybdis is that, but they don't give you the top-down view of like, look how crazy this is. It's this giant storm that's going to suck you in. It's literally just a hole in the water, and they steer away from it. And then Scylla, I don't even know what it was. It was a monster of some point.
It was like a monster barnacle inside of a giant plateau cave.
Yeah. And it took 6 of his men, and that's fun. That was a great time.
Probably.
He looked over at me at one point when Scylla did the thing. Grant looks over, he's wide-eyed, and he's like, "What was that?" That was Scylla. What do you mean?
Probably one of my favorite scenes though is the Hades scene. Completely not what I would have expected.
I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
Like a Hades scene to be. You've got Dexter's dad being the blind muse that's telling him what's what, and that was awesome. And I think that like Benny Safdie, Elliot Page, all the actors there, like that relationship with Robert Pattinson. We haven't even talked about Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
But like the framing of that, how that looks, how like when Benny Safdie in his giant armor just like goes back.
Yeah.
Like, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
They're all in the underworld now. I
Yeah.
would have loved it if Gary Shanley showed up, but I was waiting for Gary Shanley to show up with his blue hair. The costume design.
yes.
One thing I really like.
Yeah.
Internet went crazy when they see the modern movie versions of, and I guess you could say bland versions of what Odysseus and his crew are wearing, right?
Yeah.
It's
or
a
like
lot of
one topic of discussion was the idea that it looks more Roman than it does Greek.
who cares?
I don't care.
I think the point of a lot of this costume design when you watch the movie is that the design of the armored men that are around them, Benny Safdie's character, whoever those giant metal guys were that showed up, they look straight from like some kind of video game.
Yeah.
And I mean that in a good way. Like it just looks so awesome compared to like whatever everybody else is wearing. Yeah.
Especially the giant metal guys.
Yes.
Like those dudes, you don't know anything about them, and they
Yes.
just show up, and you're just like, what the flip is going on? The trees are moving.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Even the design of the Trojan horse.
Yeah.
Something about that simple design of the Trojan horse.
Or like an ornate design.
Yeah. Instead of putting your mind like, oh, what would it do? You know, what could it actually look like?
Yeah.
Or what's a abstract way we could do it?
Like the
It's
movie
very
Troy
straightforward.
2004 was like crumpled together. It looks like a horse like sitting
Yeah,
down.
that's
This is
what
like,
it would actually be. But
yeah, but this is like, no, we're flipping making it look awesome.
Yeah.
Like that's why I like that it feels like he's musing about these things.
Yeah.
Where he's like, oh yes, like this is a Greek myth inherently.
Yeah.
It's like this story is inherently being told.
Yeah.
Like one of the final lines of the movie is Matt Damon saying, music is how we remember the people that can't write. Like and like ultimately the idea that this story is going to be retold.
Yeah.
And retold and retold.
Yeah.
And this is just like Christopher Nolan's retelling. He's not trying to be definitive with it. He's just trying to be Christopher Nolan.
I would rather watch this movie in school than read the actual Odyssey.
I disagree.
I'm just kidding.
I disagree.
What do you mean? You take the whole class, go see it in 70 millimeter.
Okay, well, yeah.
Kids will learn something.
Yeah.
They'll learn how to make good movies. What's actually good. Not Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
Not watching Mr. Beast constantly.
Yeah.
To go back, so about lines.
Yes.
You brought up the line at the end where Matt Damon says that about the story being told. It's like a song. They have to remember it. A way dumber line, but a line that I was just... We listened to the Rocky theme on the way to the...
We did.
I was, you know, I got...
He was crying in the car.
I had adrenaline, testosterone going full in my veins, and...
Mostly because I gave him a little tee shot before the movie started.
There's a great dude bro line in here where an old man who doesn't know that Odysseus is Odysseus, the old blind man, his servant, says, "Are you going to give them? Is he going to give them revenge?" I think is what the line is, and Matt Damon responds with, "I'm going to give them it all." Is that what he says?
Or all of it.
I'm going to give them all of it, is what he says. And that's a crazy line. It goes hard. It goes hard in the paint.
I was also thinking about, we had one time where our theater clapped, and it was when Robert Pattinson's BFF was like, after Odysseus successfully gets the bow strung and shoots the arrow, he's like, wait, you're Odysseus. And before he could even say that, the arrow was like right in his neck.
Great timing.
And I was thinking about that, and like, because people make fun of the idea of clapping in a theater for no one that can hear. But there is...
People as in me?
Well, not even that, but like, just in general, I've seen that on the internet,
Yeah.
everywhere else. But I think there is something. It's a lot like when people laughed in Obsession because they were so stressed out that they just had to get like a laugh out.
Yeah.
When a movie's able to conjure up an actual emotional reaction out of you that has to resonate physically, I think that's fun, and it's done so in the parameters of what the film built itself, rather than just, oh my gosh,
here's the thing.
That's the thing that I know. Like,
yeah.
That's not what this is at all, and
No.
it's such a cathartic moment because the entire time you're just like, Odysseus, just flip it, do the thing, and then he does the thing.
Yeah, I think as far as we talk a lot about Matt Damon's stuff, he's top billing, he's the lead. There's a lot of people in this movie. There's a lot of people I don't even think you can truly comment on because they're in it so sparsely and they have a name. Benny Safdie. He does a great job walking around in armor. He does have a cool scene when they're in the underworld, but some people just don't have enough. But there's 3 people, and no, I'll say 4 that have enough.
Number 1,
blind old man.
Yes.
John Leguizamo.
Yeah. He worked on Cars and John Wick.
Yes, that guy. He's fantastic.
3 more years until John Wick gets his car back.
He's fantastic. I would have never. Well, I recognize him, but I would have. It's a role that you would never bill him in.
Yeah.
And he's great.
He does a great job.
He's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Especially when he's finally resting. When him and Odysseus have the back and forth, and he doesn't know it's Odysseus. The way he delivers his lines in that is he's. You can tell on the emotion on his face, he portrays it as like just an absolute relief that a reckoning day is coming to get all these suitors out of their area. Second person, Robert Pattinson. Now, Mr. Vengeance himself. The guy knows
He's
how to do
little slime ball.
He knows how to do everything. Yeah. He knows how to play a pervert priest. He knows how to play a Mr. Vengeance. He knows how to play a teen heartthrob, and he knows how to play
Chris Hansen.
And he knows how to play Athena's boyfriend in this movie, apparently. And he also knows how to play a little conniving,
scurvy little slime ball.
a little weasel, a little weasel that you just want to see him get ripped in half or punched in the face. And he's got a borderline bowl haircut. That's definitely by choice.
It kind of looks great though on him. I'm not gonna lie, it looks awesome.
The guy makes everything look great, but he's fantastic in the movie.
Yeah.
The scene where he's just being a snake talking to Anne Hathaway, and it's not subtle in any way that he's a slime ball, which is really good, and he delivers it perfectly. The third person, I'll say number 3 on our top 4 side performances
on our Watch Mojo list.
Tom Holland. Tom Holland's great. I think he's just Tom Holland in this movie.
I disagree.
Why do you disagree?
So we were having a conversation on the way here where I'm like, Tom Holland is finally in a real movie for the first time in his life.
He still plays a young guy, though.
He still plays a young guy. And I think he does good, especially in like Spider-Man No Way Home as Peter Parker. He's really in tune with that character. I'm excited for Brand New Day. But like this is a guy where like an actor that's a writer that's also a writer-director is written a role and he's like, I want this guy to be in it because of what I think he can bring.
Yeah.
And I think he performs it so well.
Yeah.
It's the first time outside of the context of I recognize that guy that I like, Peter Parker, where I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a really strong performance out of him.
Tom Holland shows great emotion in most of the scenes he's in the movie. The one scene where he takes the reins is his conversation with his mother, with Anne Hathaway. When he's talking to Penelope and he's telling her, without telling her that Odysseus is there, he's telling her what they should do.
Yeah.
That's kind of his star scene in the movie.
Yeah. Although I like the feast scene a little bit more.
Oh yeah, he is. He gives his.
Where he's like shouting and stuff.
Yeah, he's shouting. It's a little something different.
Yeah.
But I'm saying he's great. Like he is perfect.
Yeah.
He's good for the role. I was saying that in contrast with like Robert Pattinson just kind of being a chameleon sometimes and being able to do multiple different things. Tom Holland does great work again.
Yeah.
The fourth person, I'm a sucker for the guy. John Barenthal is the man.
Yeah.
He can say you could have him say poo poo potty pee pee and it's gonna sound cool. He's just that guy. And when he has a narrator part, kind of telling Telemachus what kind of went on when they were over there, and it's some good stuff. He goes from really intense telling the story, and then he goes to a disturbed, somber attitude about like who Odysseus was as a person while telling him that story. And it's John Bernthal just absolutely killing it.
Yeah.
So
it almost feels like, outside of giving John Bernthal and Tom Holland more scenes, especially together, he doesn't need to be in the movie. But I feel like Christopher Nolan was just like, I really want to give this part. I really want to give a part to John Bernthal.
Oh yeah.
Because John Bernthal, I think, is one of our most highly underrated actors working today.
The guy does it.
That dude knows how to be an excellent dude, in everything he's in. So
he can't help his mannerisms though. There's multiple times where he's talking and he's like,
let me tell you something.
Yeah. Or he's walking, he's like, looking around, looking to punch somebody in the face. But he can't help his mannerisms, but he's fantastic. As far as all the other roles in the movie, Zendaya's really good as Athena.
Yeah.
She's got her supporting role kind of being, most of her scenes are with, I think all of them are with Matt Damon.
Yeah.
And then Charlize
Theron.
Theron, she's in the movie.
She's good.
She's good in her part.
Anne Hathaway, really good.
Yeah, the guy, the not Tom Hardy guy. He's Weasel Jr.
Exactly.
He's Robert Pattinson's little weasel in the movie. A lot of faces you recognize, but I bring up those four because it's like Chris Nolan's like, look at these guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Robert Pattinson's not your lead in every movie.
Yeah.
He's starting to be, but he's not yet. Tom is still finding his way in his portfolio.
I think Matt Damon does a really good job, but so much of his stuff is backloaded that I don't really think of his performance as super even, only because so much of the heart of it is in like that last 30 minutes, last hour.
I think his performance with Charlize Theron, I think everything with her he's really, really good. And what a physique that guy's got. Oh my God. We've never seen Matt Damon like this. Usually he's talking about apples.
Or on Mars.
With a Boston accent.
Yeah.
And he's in The Departed. He's just being departed
he's like,
guy.
Staple came out.
Yeah. And he's in space. And he's just like, Matt Damon's just a guy. But he is excellent in this. Crazy beard at the end.
Crazy beard.
Hair looks sweet.
Yeah.
But that beard, most people's beard, it can grow out, but it'll also grow down.
Yeah.
His just grows straight forward. Like everything that was here was just pointing straight forward. Yeah. Looks really cool in the beggar cloak though.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah, that's now you don't have to see it. Now you can just watch our video and you can.
And if you watch it on 2x speed, you'll be able to take in the information even faster, like how Christopher Nolan intended.
That's how he intended you to watch the movie, and how we intended you to watch this video.
Yeah.
So, by the way, this is a sick popcorn bucket that we got. From the movie theater.
We're taking it to the doctor in the morning.
It's a mini IMAX camera. But it has a projector built in. It was $3,000. So, and popcorn was not included.
Hunter saw He had a big charge for $3,000.
Yeah, I had a $3,000 charge today that I freaked out over,
And he forgot it was for the camera.
yeah, I thought it was 300. I was fine with 300. I wasn't fine with 3,000. But yeah, the Odyssey. Are you gonna see it again?
Yes. I thought I wasn't going to see it again, but between needing to rewatch the beginning and wanting to get a more even look
Yeah,
on the
that's
entire film,
Yeah.
like projection-wise,
Yeah.
and just wanting to take other people to it, take my dad to see it, you know?
Yeah. I hope this. I hope when this comes out on those things. Remember back like 30 years ago, they used to have those circular things. What were they called?
Physical media.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Those. What's that thing called though? What is that?
This is a pizza. Specifically, this is a pizza. So
Yes, that's a pepperoni pizza.
Yes.
What is the pepperoni? What is a pepperoni pizza get served on in that size?
a discus.
A discus. Yes.
Odysseus.
A discus. I hope when the Odysseus comes out at your local Walgreens and Target. I hope when it comes out. I hope
I
it's.
can't wait to buy Odyssey at the bargain bin
I-
at Walgreens.
Yeah.
5 for $5.
Yeah. It's in the $5 DVD bin. I hope when it comes out, I hope Chris Nolan does what he did similar to the Oppenheimer
Remove the it's clean.
to Oppenheimer. There we go. I hope they pack it full of special features,
Yeah.
and
I need to see how that puppeteer Cyclops thing
I
works.
need to see what a disc with a movie purely shot on 70mm IMAX looks like. I gotta see it with my own eyes, so that's gonna be great.
Are they going to be able to do that?
I mean, they did all the IMAX sequences for Oppenheimer that were on.
Okay.
I don't get if it has
Like
to be on
Dune
2 discs.
didn't do it.
Dune. Denis doesn't have the pull that Chris does.
That's
so-
true. That's true. He's a
Yeah,
Universal.
that's what-
He's got carte blanche. Kate Blanchett.
That's
so.
that's what Denis told me.
Yeah.
So I hope when they put it out. I hope it probably will be the top quality. But like
Yeah.
that's gonna be a day one buy.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell everybody I know, you can watch this movie. They're like, I already watched it on my phone on the plane. I watched it on the plane or whatever.
I
So.
watched it on my iPod Nano like
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan intended.
Yeah, exactly. I just use my phone speaker. That way, it's got good sound quality.
Yeah.
so yeah. Anyways, any closing remarks?
Go see it.
Yeah.
Watch more videos.
Yeah.
Simple plug, humble plug, not so humble plug.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna go watch Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie now. Now that we
Now that we're done
tired
talking about the
and-
Odyssey.
we drove 17 hours to see most
Both
of a
ways.
movie.
Yeah.
To see most of a movie, and we didn't get our free poster. So, what a shame.
All right.
Good job.
Good job,
All
us.
right. Cool.
Go team.
Yeah. Go Team A. All right.
Yeah.
Turn the camera off.
You gonna turn the camera off?